you're seeing the big, red, scary, limited by budget sign, what should you do? Is your campaign performance being hindered? Do your competitors have a bigger budget than you? Should you be scared and start to hide under the covers? Okay, maybe not, but here's what you need to do. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly what limited by budget means if you see that on your Google Ads campaign, and how you can appropriately handle it so that way you can use it to get more leads, calls, sales, whatever you want from your Google Ads. So if this is your first time here, my name is Aaron Bogle. I make content about running Google Ads for your local business. While I mainly work with home care agencies, I have worked and I do work with other local businesses as well, generating them leads that turn into sales. If you want more content just like this, be sure to hit a like and subscribe. As you can see, I am still a very small YouTuber, and every like and subscribe helps, and it's seen, heard, and loved. Anyway, so here's what you need to do when you're limited by budget. Okay, let's get right down to it. What does limited by budget really mean in Google's terms? In Google's terms, it means that your current budget cannot accommodate all the available traffic with the current settings and keywords that you have with your current campaign, and that if you want to get more of that traffic, the easiest way for you to do that is simply to raise your budget. So this usually happens if your budget doesn't last throughout the entire day. Let's say you have your ads running from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and your ads stop running at 4 p.m. because you've used all that budget at 4 p.m. And simply put, you don't have enough budget to accommodate the other 6 hours to go to 10 p.m. So Google will say, hey, you need to raise your budget so that way you can capture more of that traffic later in the day. So the first question you might think of is, okay, how much traffic am I actually losing because of this? Google will have this on if you're losing around 5% or more of your possible traffic, meaning that if the market allows for 105 clicks a day, and your budget can only accommodate 100 clicks per day, then Google is going to show you the limited by budget symbol. You can actually see how much your budget is hindering your campaign performance if you go onto your Google Ads dashboard. You stick to the campaign tabs where you can see all of your campaigns, and then under columns you're going to have to go onto the columns under the competitive metrics, and then you can look up lost impression share due to budget, and then from there you can get a good idea of how much impression share you're losing because your budget is too low. So does this mean that you should just go ahead, follow what Google recommends, and just increase your budget to whatever they recommend? Absolutely not. You want to ask yourself a couple of questions first before you decide, hey, should I actually do this? Am I wasting money, or am I generating the amount of leads that I want, and are they the quality that I want as well? So simply put, if your campaign isn't generating you leads or isn't generating you good leads, putting more money into it is not going to magically just turn it around and start generating you good leads. It's kind of like putting more water into a leaky pipe. If just gonna spill out more water, thus you're not gonna get the water to where you want it to get to. Same story here. In fact, limited by budget is actually literally telling you, hey, your budget can't accommodate for everything that you have in the campaign. So this is a good time for you to start to pause the things that aren't winning, that aren't generating you leads, so that way more of your budget can go into things that actually are generating you good high quality leads if you have that. So what you want to do first is, if your campaign isn't generating you the good quality leads that you want to go into your keywords, your ads, your locations, and all that, and pause the things that are wasting your money without getting you calls or getting you leads in return. That way you can stop wasting money on things that aren't getting you calls. Also, if you have search partners, make sure you actually look at your metrics and see if it's actually bringing you good quality leads. Recently, not only I've experienced this, but other marketers has experienced that search partners have brought in garbage leads of people who are looking for jobs, speaking different languages, or all that kind of stuff. Search Partners has really gone downhill throughout the year, so if you do have that on, make sure you look at it and see if it's actually worth having it on. Most of the times I just have it off because it's simply put a waste of money, even though it is a lower cost per click. And then the second question you want to ask is, can I get away with just bidding lower? So another reason why you are limited by budget or using up your budget every single day is because you're bidding too much money, thus you're getting fewer clicks, clicks. A big reason why this also appears is because your bids could be too high than what your budget can realistically accommodate. So if you're on manual bids and you have a max bid of $20 per click, but your daily budget's only, $50, you're only going to get really 2 to 3 clicks a day, and there's probably more traffic than that. Thus, you're not going to be able to capture all that traffic that you can. So the best thing to do in this case is just lowering the bids. See if you can get more traffic at a lower cost as well. And even Google recommends doing this. If you go on their health platform, they say, hey, you can also lower your bids. Your budget lasts throughout the day and you can capture more of that traffic. Now, in some industries, you may just be out of the race completely, but definitely give this a try. If you see this and your bids are already pretty high, try lowering them a little bit to see if you can get away with a lower bid to get more clicks and more conversions. Now, that is if you're doing manual bids. If you have target CPA on, so if you do an automated bidding and you set a target CPA or target ROAS, try to lower your target CPA in this case. So if you're saying, hey, I want a target acquisition cost of $150, you can simply just try lowering it to like $140, $135 and see if you can get more conversions at that cost, because once you lower your target CPA, Google's forced to lower the amount they're going to bid for you automatically. Thus, you can get more conversions for less money as well. However, with any of these, you want to do these in a slow manner. You don't want to go from $150 to $80. You want to do, I would say, 10 to 15% per week, either lowering your bids or vice versa, even raising your bids too, and then see how the campaign performs throughout a week and then make adjustments from there, or keep it at that if you're happy with that. And then the third question you need to ask, the third and final question is, do you want more lead volume? So let's say you're currently happy with all the campaign settings, your cost per acquisition is where you want it to be and all that kind of stuff, and you're still getting the limited by budget sign. If you're happy with the current volume, so for example, my clients, they just want 2 to 3 calls a week, and once they get that, they're happy with that. They don't want any more because they don't have enough staff, or they're going to start missing calls or everything like that. If you're happy with the current volume, then don't worry about it. Having a limited by budget campaign doesn't hinder your performance at all. Even Google says that. It doesn't hinder your performance. So if you're happy with the current volume, then yeah, just keep it the way it is. Don't worry about it. However, if you do want more volume, then you can consider, okay, I've kind of cut the waste from the campaign. My quality scores are pretty good. And as an honorable mention, side note, that is another way you can get rid of the limited by budget, is by increasing your quality score, because a higher quality score usually equates to a lower cost per click. And with a lower cost per click, your budget can accommodate more clicks, thus you can accommodate more of the traffic, just FYI. Then raising the budget is the next best thing you can do. So now let's say, okay, you click on the limited by budget, and Google recommends that if you're spending $50 a day to spend $150 a day. Do you want to do that? No, you don't want to do that just yet. You want to raise the budget slowly, kind of like with decreasing the budget, same thing. You want to raise the budget slowly, meaning that you only want to raise it around 10 to 15% per week and see how things perform. So expect a higher cost per click because of this too, but you should get more volume because of it, because sometimes when I've raised the budget, it doesn't equate to more volume. So that's why you want to do it slowly throughout the week and see if it actually does. If it's not equating to any more volume, either keep the budget the same or, revert it back to what it was. So overall, being limited by budget doesn't mean that your campaign is screwed. It just simply means, hey, there's more traffic out there. If you either raise your budget or lower your bids or increase your quality score, then you can get more traffic going to your webpage, which if you have a good landing page and stuff like that, should lead to more conversions. So hopefully you guys have a good understanding of what limited by budget means with Google. If you like this video, please of course like and subscribe, as it always helps. And if you want to see how to do keyword research, how to create a good Google Ads campaign, you can check out the video I have on screen right now, and it's going to show you how to do just that. I'll see you guys in that video. Take care.